Okay, looking at this question, A and D are 2 points on the circumference of a circle. So there's A, there's D, and they're points on the circumference of that larger circle. A and B are 2 points on the circumference of a smaller circle. A and B, they're on the circumference of the smaller circle. DB and AC are tangents to both circles. So DB and AC are tangents to both circles. That's pretty straightforward there. And E is the intersection of DB and AC. Intersection means where they meet, and we could actually see that E is where both the tangents meet. And this important bit of information, E is the midpoint of AC. E is the midpoint of AC. All right, so it's the midpoint of those two. They want us to prove that the ABCD, A to B to C to D, is a rectangle. So consider the important bits of information. We have these two tangents and they intersect at the point E. And one of the facts that we know is tangents from an external point are equal in length. So these distances here, E to A, right, and E to B must be equal, right? At the same time, E to D and E to C must be equal. Okay? Oh, sorry, E to A, right? So E to D and E to A, they're also equal. So those distances are all the same. Those three lines that I've just drawn there, they're all the same. You do need to write a narrative. So this is almost like an essay question where you indicate each of the things that you've observed. One of the other things that we know is that because E is the midpoint of AC, right? Because E is the midpoint of AC, then EA must be equal to EC. Yep, so those are equal there as well. The other thing that we know is because all four of those are equal, that means that AC and BD must be the same, right? So because those are equal, yeah, that means that if they were diagonals of a rectangle, right? So therefore, if that was a rectangle, those diagonals would be equal. Imagine that rectangle there. Think about it. The diagonals are equal because we've just shown that AC must be equal to DB. If the diagonals are equal and they bisect each other, how do I know that? Well, A to E, or E is the midpoint of AC, and E is also the midpoint of DB. The diagonals bisect each other, and that's the conditions for a rectangle. A rectangle, the diagonals are equal, and the diagonals bisect each other, they cut each other in half. That means that it is a rectangle.